Let me ask you something. How often do you feel overwhelmed by the weight of everything you want? Not just the big things like a dream job or a perfect relationship, but the smaller, quieter ones too. The perfect outfit, the newest gadget, or even just the approval of others. Have you ever paused to ask yourself, why do I want these things? And is this want bringing me peace or chaos? In today's world, human wants seem to grow endlessly. We're bombarded by advertisements promising happiness, social media showing us lives that look perfect, and a society that equates success with possessions and status. It's no wonder we feel exhausted. But here's the thing. The more we chase after these external wants, the more chaotic our lives become. This is where Stoicism offers us a lifeline. It doesn't tell us to stop wanting. It simply teaches us how to navigate our wants with clarity and calm. It reminds us that peace isn't found in fulfilling every desire. It's found in learning to distinguish between what truly matters and what doesn't. Principle 1. Calm amid storms. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. The winds are howling, the rain is pouring, and the sky feels like it's falling. Now, imagine being able to find calm right there, in the center of that chaos. This is what Stoicism teaches us to do, not by pretending the storm doesn't exist, but by realizing that the storm doesn't have to control us. In today's fast-paced world, we often feel like we're stuck in a constant storm of wants. But ask yourself, is it the storm outside that's overwhelming, or the storm within? Stoicism teaches that by calming the inner storm, our restless desires, our endless need for more, we can find clarity and peace, no matter how chaotic life gets around us. Principle 2. Control versus acceptance. Now let's dive deeper. Have you ever felt frustrated because something didn't go your way? Maybe it was a missed opportunity or an unfulfilled expectation. We've all been there. But what if I told you that a major source of our frustration is not the situation itself, but our need to control it? Stoicism reminds us of a profound truth. There are things we can control, and there are things we cannot. The trick to finding peace is focusing on the former and letting go of the latter. You can control your efforts, your attitude, and your reactions, but you cannot control how others behave, what they think of you, or the unpredictable twists of life. Picture this. You're holding onto a rope that's being pulled by an uncontrollable force. The harder you grip, the more it burns your hands. Letting go doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're freeing yourself from unnecessary pain. Principle 3. Focus on actions. This leads us to the next principle. Focus on what you can shape, your actions, reactions, and thoughts. Think about it. When was the last time you felt truly in control of your life? Chances are, it wasn't because everything around you was perfect. It was because you took charge of what you could, your effort, your perspective, your choices. In a world where we're constantly distracted by what others are doing or what we think we should be doing, Stoicism brings us back to ourselves. It says, stop wasting energy on what you can't change. Instead, pour that energy into what you can. For example, if you're stuck in traffic, you can't control the cars around you, but you can control how you use that time. Maybe listening to an inspiring podcast or simply practicing patience. Principle 4. Acceptance as relief. Now let's talk about acceptance. We often resist life's realities, don't we? We resist change, disappointment, and even our own limitations. But resistance only creates tension. Imagine you're trying to swim upstream in a powerful river. The more you struggle, the more exhausted you become. Acceptance, on the other hand, is like letting yourself float with the current. It's not about giving up. It's about conserving your energy for what truly matters. Stoicism encourages us to embrace life as it is, not as we wish it to be. When we do this, we find relief, and relief feels like peace. Principle 5. Sphere of control. Let's make this practical. Imagine drawing 2 circles on a piece of paper. The first circle represents everything within your control. your actions, your words, your thoughts. The second circle represents everything outside your control. Other people's opinions, the past, the future. Now look at those circles. Where are you spending most of your energy? If you're like most of us, you're probably pouring it into the outer circle, worrying about things you can't change. Stoicism says, bring your energy back to the inner circle. This simple shift can be life-changing. By focusing on what you can control, you not only become more effective, but also free yourself from the anxiety of trying to manage the unmanageable. Principle 6. Gentle acceptance. This brings us to a subtle but powerful idea. Gentle acceptance. Life doesn't always go our way. People let us down. Plans fall apart. The world feels unfair. But fighting against these realities only deepens our suffering. Gentle acceptance doesn't mean we like what's happening. It means we acknowledge it without letting it consume us. It's about saying, this is the situation. Now, how can I respond in a way that aligns with my values? For example, if someone criticizes you unfairly, you can choose to dwell on the injustice, or you can gently accept that their opinion is outside your control and focus instead on maintaining your own integrity. Principle 7. Observing emotions. Let's talk about emotions. When was the last time you felt completely swept away by your feelings? Anger, sadness, or even excitement. It's a human experience, but it can also be overwhelming. Stoicism teaches us that we are not our emotions. We experience them, yes, but we are not defined by them. Think of emotions like waves in the ocean. They rise, they crash, and then they fade. Beneath those waves lies a still, unshaken ocean floor. Stoicism invites us to anchor ourselves to that place of stillness. Instead of fighting our emotions or being swept away by them, we can observe them with curiosity and compassion. This practice is transformative. The next time you feel overwhelmed, take a moment to pause. Sit quietly and imagine your emotions as waves. Watch them rise and fall without judgment. Label them. This is anger. This is fear. By doing this, you create space between yourself and your feelings, allowing you to respond rather than react. Let's continue with a question. Have you ever achieved something you really wanted, only to find that the joy was fleeting? Maybe it was a new phone, a big win, or even praise from others. It felt great at first, but soon after, the excitement faded and you were left wanting something else. Why does this happen? Why are we so quick to move from one want to the next, as though the last one wasn't enough? This endless cycle points us to a truth. Fulfillment doesn't come from satisfying every want. Instead, it comes from aligning our desires with our values, learning to appreciate what we have, and finding contentment within ourselves. Let's continue exploring how Stoicism helps us shift our perspective on wants. Principle 8. Desire for simplicity. Let me ask, when was the last time you felt truly satisfied? In today's world, we're told that more is better. More money, more success, more possessions. But have you noticed how the pursuit of more often leaves us feeling emptier? Stoicism teaches us the value of simplicity. The ancient Stoics believed that the fewer things we need to feel happy, the freer we become. They weren't against enjoying life's pleasures, but they warned against becoming dependent on them. Imagine if your happiness didn't rely on external things. Imagine feeling content with just enough. A roof over your head, food on your plate, and a few meaningful relationships. Simplicity isn't about denying yourself joy. It's about freeing yourself from the chains of endless desire. Principle 9. Practicing gratitude. Here's another question. How often do you pause to appreciate what you already have? It's easy to get caught up in wanting more and forget what's already here, but gratitude shifts our focus. It reminds us of the abundance in our lives, even in the smallest things: a warm cup of tea, a kind word, or a moment of peace. The Stoics practiced gratitude daily. They believed that by recognizing the good in their lives, they could cultivate a sense of contentment and resilience. What if we did the same? What if, instead of focusing on what we lack, we celebrated what we already have? Try this. Every day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big. Even the smallest joys count. Over time, you'll notice a shift in your mindset. Gratitude doesn't just make us happier, it also helps us want less, because we realize how much we already have. Principle 10. Distinguishing needs from wants. Now let's reflect on this. Do you know the difference between what you truly need and what you merely want? It's a subtle distinction, but one that can transform the way we live. Needs are essential. They're what we require to survive and thrive. Food, shelter, connection. Wants, on the other hand, are often rooted in external validation or fleeting pleasure. The Stoics encourage us to focus on our needs and question our wants. For example, do you need the latest smartphone, or do you just want it because everyone else has it? By asking questions like these, we can start to prioritize what truly matters and let go of the rest. This doesn't mean we should never pursue our wants, but we should do so mindfully, ensuring they align with our values. Principle 11. Practicing detachment. Here's a tough but important question. How much of your happiness depends on things outside of you? Your possessions, your status, even the people in your life. It's natural to value these things, but when we become overly attached to them, we set ourselves up for suffering. Detachment doesn't mean we stop caring. It means we recognize that true happiness comes from within, not from external things. The Stoics practiced this by reminding themselves that everything in life is temporary. Our belongings, our achievements, even our relationships. This isn't meant to make us sad. It's meant to help us appreciate what we have while we have it, and to let go gracefully when it's time. Think of a beautiful sunset. You can't hold on to it, but you can enjoy it fully in the moment. Detachment allows us to live with this same mindset, appreciating life's beauty without clinging to it. Principle 12. Finding purpose. Now let's consider this. What drives you? What gives your life meaning? Without a clear sense of purpose, we often fill the void with wants, thinking that achieving them will make us feel fulfilled. But true fulfillment comes from living in alignment with our purpose, not from chasing every fleeting desire. The Stoics believe that our purpose lies in contributing to the greater good. They encouraged us to ask, how can I use my unique skills and talents to make a positive impact? By focusing on purpose rather than possessions, we shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. Purpose doesn't have to be grand. It could be as simple as being kind to those around you, doing your work with integrity, or supporting your loved ones. When you live with purpose, your wants become clearer and more meaningful. Principle 13. Accepting impermanence. Here's a profound truth. Everything we have, everything we want, is temporary. This can feel unsettling, but it's also incredibly freeing. When we accept that nothing lasts forever, we stop clinging so tightly to our wants and start appreciating the present moment. The Stoics embraced impermanence as a natural part of life. They practiced something called memento mori, or remembering death, not to be morbid, but to remind themselves to live fully. When you understand that life is short, you begin to focus on what truly matters. Ask yourself, if today were your last day, would you still want the things you're chasing now? Or would you prioritize love, kindness, and connection? Impermanence teaches us to let go of trivial wants and focus on what's timeless. Principle 14. Building inner wealth. Let me ask, what kind of wealth are you building? Is it external? Money, possessions, status, or is it internal? Inner wealth comes from qualities like wisdom, courage, compassion, and resilience. These are the things no one can take from you, no matter what happens in life. The Stoics believed that true wealth lies within. They taught that by cultivating our character, we create a foundation for lasting happiness and peace. Think about it. When you're wise, you make better decisions. When you're courageous, you face challenges with grace. And when you're compassionate, you build deeper connections with others. So, as you reflect on your wants, ask yourself, are they helping you build inner wealth, or are they distracting you from it? By focusing on what strengthens your character, you create a life that's rich in the truest sense of the word. With these principles, desiring simplicity, practicing gratitude, distinguishing needs from wants, embracing detachment, finding purpose, accepting impermanence, and building inner wealth, we can transform our relationship with our wants. Instead of being driven by them, we can learn to guide them, creating a life of balance, clarity, and fulfillment. Let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered why some people seem so calm and content, even when they have very little? What is it that sets them apart from those who have everything but still feel empty? The answer often lies in their ability to master their wants. They don't let desires control them. Instead, they focus on what truly matters. As we explore the final principles, let's dive deeper into how Stoicism helps us refine our wants and build a life of inner peace and purpose. Principle 15. Understanding the role of nature. Here's a question to reflect on. How often do you feel connected to nature? Not just the natural world around you, but the idea of nature as the flow of life, the way things are meant to be. The Stoics believe that living in harmony with nature is the key to a fulfilling life. This means understanding and accepting the natural order of things, including the limitations of our wants. When we align our desires with what's natural and achievable, we reduce frustration and find peace. For example, think about how seasons change. We don't demand that winter turns into summer overnight. We accept the flow of time. Similarly, by embracing the natural pace of our lives, we stop chasing unrealistic desires and start appreciating the journey. Ask yourself, are your wants aligned with the natural course of your life, or are they pushing you against it? When we live in tune with nature, our wants become clearer and more meaningful. Principle 16. Embracing challenges. Now let's consider this. When faced with challenges, do you see them as obstacles or opportunities? Often, our wants focus on avoiding discomfort, but the Stoics teach us that challenges are essential for growth. Imagine wanting a life free from hardship. While it sounds ideal, it's in overcoming difficulties that we develop resilience, wisdom, and strength. The Stoics believe that challenges aren't setbacks. They're stepping stones to a better self. Take a moment to reflect on a recent challenge you faced. Did it help you grow? Did it teach you something valuable? By reframing our wants to include the courage to face difficulties, we can embrace life more fully. Principle 17. Practicing self-control. Here's another question. How often do you give in to impulsive wants? Whether it's eating something unhealthy, buying something unnecessary, or reacting emotionally, our lack of self-control often leads to regret. The Stoics emphasize the importance of mastering our impulses. They believe that self-control is the foundation of a disciplined and fulfilling life. When we practice self-control, we make thoughtful choices instead of being driven by fleeting desires. Think about this. The next time you're tempted by something you don't truly need, pause and ask yourself, will this bring lasting happiness or just momentary pleasure? By practicing self-control, you gain the power to choose what aligns with your values rather than being controlled by your wants. Principle 18. Cultivating inner freedom. Now, let me ask, do your wants make you feel free or trapped? Often, the more we want, the more enslaved we become, chained to the pursuit of things we believe will make us happy. True freedom, the Stoics teach, comes from needing less. When we let go of unnecessary wants, we free ourselves from the endless cycle of desire and dissatisfaction. This doesn't mean giving up everything. It means understanding that your happiness doesn't depend on external things. Imagine waking up tomorrow and feeling content with exactly what you have. How liberating would that be? By cultivating inner freedom, we reclaim our power and live with greater peace and clarity. Principle 19. recognizing the impact of others. Let's reflect on this. How much of what you want is influenced by others? Think about it. How often do you desire something because it's popular, because someone else has it, or because you think it will make others admire you? The Stoics remind us to focus on our own values rather than being swayed by external opinions. They encourage us to ask, asterisk, is this what I truly want, or is it what society has taught me to want, asterisk? For instance, do you want a luxury car because it genuinely brings you joy, or because it signals success to others? By recognizing the impact of others on our wants, we can start making choices that align with our authentic selves. Principle 20. Balancing ambition with contentment. Here's a thought. Is it possible to be ambitious and content at the same time? It might seem contradictory, but the Stoics believed it's all about balance. Ambition drives us to achieve, but unchecked, it can lead to endless striving and dissatisfaction. Contentment, on the other hand, allows us to appreciate what we have, but too much can lead to complacency. The key is to pursue our goals with effort and dedication while being at peace with the outcomes. Ask yourself, can you work hard without becoming obsessed? Can you dream big without losing sight of what you already have? When we balance ambition with contentment, we can strive for greatness without losing our inner peace. Principle 21. Finding joy in the present. Finally, let me ask, how often do you truly live in the moment? So much of our wanting is focused on the future, thinking that happiness lies in the next achievement, the next purchase, the next milestone. But the Stoics remind us that joy is found here and now. Think about this. The present moment is all we ever really have. The past is gone, and the future is uncertain. By grounding ourselves in the present, we can find joy in life's simplest pleasures. A conversation with a friend, the warmth of the sun, the feeling of accomplishment after a hard day's work. So ask yourself, what can you appreciate right now? By focusing on the present, we shift from wanting what we don't have to cherishing what we do. These principles, understanding nature, embracing challenges, practicing self-control, cultivating inner freedom, recognizing external influences, balancing ambition with contentment, and finding joy in the present, are powerful tools for mastering our wants. They guide us toward a life of greater clarity, purpose, and inner peace.